Tell me what you know about equations of lines. Tell me what kind of equations of lines you know. Of lines, just linear, just linear. Yes. That's kind of what I'm getting at. There are different forms. Wait. I sucked in air the wrong way whenever I wanted to take a breath. That was embarrassing.
That's going to be on video.
Oh my goodness. At least I didn't choke on my spit. I've done that before too. I'm a special kind of special. Okay. Yes, that's in the recording now. Oh, I don't think so. Probably not. Mx plus b. We call this slope intercept. Why do we call this slope intercept?
Because for the b.
It has a slope listed in it and a y-intercept. Hence the name slope-intercept. So we talked a lot about slope yesterday. We did not talk about intercepts. What's an intercept?
Y.
Where it crosses the y-axis. There is the y-intercept. X-intercept would be where it crosses the x-axis. E-Q-U-A-T-I-O-N. Let's say I have 2 points. Remember, this should be really easy for you. 2, 3, and -4, 5. And I ask you to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, specifying what format. What's the first thing you need to do?
Find the slope.
Find the slope. How do you find slope? Delta y over delta x. What's the change in y here? 2. What's the change in x?
-6.
Good job. So that gives me a slope of what?
-1/3.
Is everybody okay with me not going y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 and just using delta there like that? Okay. I love delta. Anything I can shorten, I'm going to shorten. Why don't y'all like it?
If we don't have the exact equation.
I'm like, how did you get?
I don't know. I just like this. Because -4 minus 2. Oh, that's the answer. Never mind.
Is that better for y'all? Okay, so slope is -1/3. Now, how would I write the equation? Remember, I told you I wanted it in slope-intercept form, which is mx plus b. So I know m. Let me just write this for you. So how do I find the something? You plug the one. Pick one. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick this one because they're both positive. And plug it in. This for x and this for y. Right? Plug it in and let's see if we can solve for b. 3 equals -1/3 times 2. Oh, y'all aren't going to like this. Ah! Don't do point. Because if I do point, I'm going to have to round it off and then my answer is going to be wrong, right? Keep it 2/3. So instead do 3. I got to add that 2/3 to both sides. Do we agree? Plus, this is what these fancy calculators are good for. 2/3, close parentheses. Now hit, what do you hit to make it a fraction? On yours, yes. What about on mine? Math, enter. 11/3. What? Math, enter. Oh dear. 11/3. So this line, this lovely line, -1/3 x. So interpret, tell me what that means. Down 1/3.
And then
Starts at 11/3, right? All right, everybody okay with that? It's decreasing, that's exactly
Wait,
right.
how do you eliminate it?
Plug in one of the points, pick any of the points, whichever one looks easiest for you to use, and plug into that.
Well, no, I get that part. But like after -2/3, like and it's plus b, what'd you do after that?
Oh, I added 2/3 to both sides and got b by itself. Other questions? Yeah.
If you wanted to, could you just plug in x to 0 and have y? Like you have to slope of like 2. Or like 2.
Could you plug in? So you could, if you knew what y was there. You'd still have too many unknowns if you put in 0. If you just have, if you have an equation, I think what you're thinking is if you have an equation like in standard form, like 2x plus 3y equals 6, and you wanted to know the y-intercept, you would plug in 0 for x to find the y-intercept. But here, if you plug in 0 for x here, what's going to happen is you still have two unknowns. You see what I'm saying? If you put a 0 there, then you'd still have a y and a b, and you couldn't solve it for b. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? Because I don't think it does. Okay, ask me your question again.
I don't know.
Okay.
What if I plug slope in? Since I found the slope of the 2 points and
It worked. Okay. All right, what else? All right, let me show you another form then, my favorite form. Go. Go. Okay. How many of you have worked with point slope form before? It is the easiest form. If you're writing equations, it's the easiest form to work with. Does anybody know what point slope looks like? Close.
Minus y equals
Y minus y1, you just got them mixed up. Okay, so same scenario here. If I had 2 points, what were the 2 points I used just a minute ago?
2, 3, -4, 5.
And we found the slope from those, which we found to be, what was it, 2/3? Negative 2/3. What was it?
Sorry, that's right.
Y'all are leading me astray. Negative 1/3. Okay, so if the slope is negative 1/3 there, which we already calculated, I'm not going to go through all that again. This is easier than slope-intercept form because all I got to do is pick one of these points. Again, I always stay negative if I can. I mean positive if I can. Oh my goodness. It is Friday. Clearly I need a break. And I use this. This will be x1 and y1. So y minus 3. You can leave it just like that. It is a perfectly acceptable form for the equation of a line. Wasn't that easier? There wasn't any manipulation to it. It was just plug and chug. Either or, yeah. Well, if it asks you for slope-intercept form, yeah, you could solve it and go. But if it just asks you for the equation of a line and it doesn't specify, leave it like that, because that's definitely an accepted form of a line. Now, let me see if you understand this. Let's say I have what's the slope of that line? Give me a point, just -3, don't leave the x on it. Give me a point on the line. A point.
Wait,
1, -2.
1, -2. So remember that it's the opposite sign of what you would think, right? Because the form is y minus y1, slope x minus x1. So to force this to be a minus, then it would have to be y Come on. Y minus -2, right? Or you can just think opposite sign on those. Does that make sense? I want to make sure I got. We did that. We did that. Tell me what you know about parallel lines. They have the same slope. They never intersect. Same slope. What if I asked you to write the equation of a line that is parallel to this line, but goes through the point 1, -8?
Would be y minus, or y equals.
You need what to write the equation of a line? You either need 2 points or a slope and a point, right? What do you have? You have a slope and a point, right? If parallel lines have the same slope, what's the slope of my line?
1/2.
What's the point? If I have a point and a slope, the smartest form of a line to use is what? Point slope. Write the equation. What's it look like? Don't look up until you've written it and make sure you got it right. You can. It's a little more work to do it like that, but you can. If you wrote it in slope-intercept form, let's see, 1/2 x minus 1/2, subtract 8, 1/2 x minus 17/2. Either one of these is fine. If I'm writing it, I'm going to leave it in the first one because there's less room for me to make a mistake. If I didn't add right or I didn't multiply right, I could make a mistake. Yes or no? Yay or nay? Yay! One more. What about perpendicular lines? Tell me what that means. Yes, exactly. It is called the negative reciprocal. Flip and switch is what I always call it. Perpendicular. Negative reciprocal slopes. What I mean by that is, if it's not a fraction, make it a fraction and flip it, or if it's already a fraction, flip it and then change the sign. Okay? So if I had y equals 2/3 x, negative 2/3 x plus 4. What is the slope of the line that's perpendicular? Slope of the line that is perpendicular to that is positive 3/2. Am I going too fast, y'all? Because I'm kind of just breezing through it because this is kind of a review. Try this. Write the equation of the line that goes through the point 5, -6 and is perpendicular to the line y equals 3/2 x plus 7. Don't look up until you got it and then check it.